Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Wingman Nation. I am the RV Wingman, and today I got a couple of stories for you that they are, I guess, metaphors, if you will, for pretty much anything in life. But buying an RV this could certainly apply to buying an RV. So the first story is about my little girl. My little girl's a woman now, but when she was about, I don't know, 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, I took her on a dove hunt. Now, doves here in Texas, they fly typically in September. That's when hunting takes place. And there's lots of them, lots of targets. If you're in the right place, there's a lot of doves out. But we also have something else called rattlesnakes, and we have some big ones. And nobody wants to step on a viper. So when I took my daughter on her first dove hunt, I told her about rattlesnakes, and she was scared. I got her attention. And I said, well, rattlesnakes are there, but they don't want you any more than you want them. And so I said that you have to do something that's difficult, honey. You've got to help me see the doves that are coming in because they come from all different directions. And you got to also keep an eye out on the ground for snakes. And she's like, it's pretty cute. See a little girl do this. But it's like do two things at once. You got to keep your eye in the sky for the targets and keep your eye on the ground for danger. And that was a metaphor for life. I wasn't trying to teach her how to be a dove hunter, but that's a metaphor for life. I've got another story, and then I'm going to tell you how it applies, I think, to the political landscape today. My dad, when he was a young boy, he was in an accident, and he was blind in one eye. He had a thing poke in his eye, and he was completely blind. So he had an eyeball, but he couldn't see out of it. And he had a thing called a monocular. Half of a binocular. So growing up, my dad just had a monocular. So when I would go hunting with him, guess what I would use? I would use his monocular. And I didn't really realize how just having one eye truly affected somebody's vision and spatial awareness. But funny story, when we went bowling one time, my dad was a extremely anal, very smart man. An aeronautical space engineer, and everything was perfect. But when it came to bowling, he couldn't see how to bowl worth anything. And he would gutter ball, and he would get so mad. But it was because he had one eye. I didn't know what it was. And he'd line up and he'd get the ball and he'd go and throw it. And he got so frustrated, my brother and I would tease him, as little smart alecks would do. And we're probably about 12 years old. And my dad turns around, he's got the ball in his hand. He said, looks back, not one more word. And he meant it. So my brother and I are, chuckling. And he wound up to throw that ball. And as soon as he did, my brother said, word. And my dad went apoplectic. He came after us. And it was not fun at the time, but it's a funny story. I tell that story because I think most of us go through life with monocular vision. And what I mean by that is we can only see what we're looking at. And we look at the things that people want us to see. You've got the news media on both sides of the spectrum. They give you the news a monocular view. A focused, not true, full spatial view of the world, just of the view they want you to see. See that? And if you look at it just right, you too can get angry at whatever it is. You too can feel the way they want you to feel because they're making you look through a monocular. I say that it's important for us to look with both eyes. Look like my daughter, look at the ground for snakes and look up in the sky for targets. To be spatially aware, situationally aware. When you go into an RV dealer and you want to buy an RV and you are not aware of the game, you think it's about an RV. It is not about an RV. It may be for you, but not for the dealer. It's not. You've got to be aware of the game. To not be aware of the game when you go in, you are setting yourself up for disaster. At least that's my view. You've got to have both eyes wide open. You've got to listen to different points of view. Mind other people's points of view. Don't just listen to people that will confirm your bias, whatever it happens to be. If you love everything I say, something probably wrong with you, but if you did, I would say stop. Stop just watching Wingman Nation. Look at other channels. Open your eyes. both eyes. Maybe even throw the binoculars away. Throw them away. Use your brain. Use both eyes. Look at things with skepticism. Don't always be ugly and negative, and it's easy to go down that rabbit hole. But try to be open-minded. The RV industry has got some really fine people in it. It does. And then again, it's got some people that are all out for that, just for the almighty buck. It's up to you to be able to separate the good ones from the bad ones, and you can't do that if you don't know what you're looking for. Oh, yes, I do. Well, you'll find out. You might step on a snake like dove hunting. You might miss a whole bunch of opportunities because you didn't know where to look. I see that the human beings, I looked this up, I'm going to read you a couple things. Monocular vision. It talks about if we have monocular vision, a lot of people are blind in one eye. They can only see out of the other eye. It says depth perception relies on binocular vision, meaning both eyes must work together to perceive the relative distances of objects. With only one eye, the brain can no longer compare images from both eyes to gauge depth accurately. I believe situational awareness is like that. If you only look at things through one set of eyes, that one monocular, you look at it through CNN or Fox News or MSNBC or one source, you're not seeing the world as it really is. You're not. At some point, you have to make a decision. I believe it's best if you recognize that you, me, we are all being spoon-fed exactly what they want us to eat, exactly what they want us to believe. And they don't want us to stray off path. They don't want us to leave the plantation, as they say. I say forget the plantation, forget the binoculars, the monocular. Use your brain. Use your gut. Don't run into buy an RV strictly out of emotion. Now, an RV dealer may not like me to say that, but it's the truth. If they want to sell you an RV over and over throughout your life, they know that if they sell it to you only out of emotion, you're probably never coming back. You'll probably feel like you were taken advantage of. That's why choosing the right dealer is so important. But if you don't know what you're looking for, well, I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, you'll find out. Life is hard. The older you get, the more I look at it, I go, oh my God, I was so blessed to survive some of the idiotic things that I chose to do, and I didn't see opportunities when they got right there in front of me. I think that getting rid of your monocular vision, opening both eyes, is a really good idea. And it doesn't just apply to buying RVs, but it's about getting in relationships. It's about your job. It's about politics, who you're going to vote for. Don't believe those 30-second ads are crap. They are cherry-picked, run past people that, these focus groups that, oh man, that's really good. You can't explain something, in 30 seconds. You can't. But maybe people that, maybe the low information voter, maybe the person wants to buy an RV. All they want to do is see an ad, see that American flag. They sponsor hot rods. Well, I'll go buy from them. Maybe that's good enough for some people. I guess it is. But I think that the smart consumer, the smart American, the smart voter recognizes that it's best for them, that person, for me, to have both eyes open, to be critical, become a critical thinker, listen to both sides, and then you make your decision. Try to have an open mind, but to not listen to the other side, you're just plain foolish. I don't have all the answers. I'll be the first one to tell you. But I know a lot what doesn't work. I've lived long enough to know what doesn't work. At least it didn't work for me. And keeping both eyes open and being aware where I can see the snakes on the ground or the targets, the opportunities up above. That's something that I think that has helped me become the person that I am. I've stepped on a bunch of, metaphorical snakes, I guess, and missed many targets. But I think at least keeping that in mind, you'll make better decisions in the long run. Did you get anything out of this? Do you have any examples of ways that, you have looked through a monocular? You looked at life through a certain lens, and that's all you saw. And then all of a sudden the light bulb came on. It's like, you saw something that was there the whole time, but you didn't even know it. I'd like to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I want to end with this. The political season is It will not be over, I'm afraid, on November the 5th. The turmoil and the arguing and the fighting. And I wish it would. I do. But I don't think it's going to. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. Let me know your thoughts on monocular vision, or maybe throwing away the binoculars, and situational awareness. Thank you for spending some time with me. I do appreciate it. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, encouraging you to become the best wingman or the best wingwoman possible. Tell the truth. Be honest. Be open. Keep both eyes open. And don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.